It's just control. And that's the big thing a lot of times. The more complete your Google My Business is, the more information that a potential client or customer has on you, the more likely they are to reach out to you because they need your services.
Welcome to the Lion's Den, hosted by Lance Bachman.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and happy 2021. Today we have a very special guest in the den for this week's edition of Small Business Saturday. It's Mrs. CJ Bachman.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? Happy Saturday.
CJ.
Bernie.
What
are we talking about?
Today
what are we going to talk about?
Today we're going to talk about Google 360. So the 360 Street View, obviously, CJ, people know what that is, I believe. When you Google something and you see it in the map section there, you can click on it, kind of go through the whole business, see what things are like. But today we have some really good information about how it's going to benefit people and their businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And Street View is definitely used more than what people recognize. At this point in time, I think most of us have visited a website that's actually using Street View.
Yeah.
You can pinch it, you can pull it, you can look into it. Hotels have been using it for a lot longer than some of the other industries.
They have.
But even organizations like us, it's about credibility, right? There's an investment that you make, but you make the investment so that people can understand the credibility inside of your business.
Yeah.
When you're talking with salespeople, you walk around the office all the time with your laptop, your computer, you're giving them a tour,
showing them
right?
what's going on.
But they already know you. They reached out to you. They're calling us for a reason. There are so many other people out there that are looking for services that we have or that a brick and mortar business might have. They can go in and do those tours ahead of time.
Yeah. I think that's a great point, and I think there's a few numbers here that we pulled together for everybody that I think are worth saying. And I think one of the biggest ones here is that 62% of visitors actually prefer to look at the store before they even come in.
You want to know what you're walking into.
You want to see what it's like. Hey, is this place actually good? Because how many times do you go to a company, they have this great website, or they have this shitty website, and then you go there and it's just this great place, or it's this terrible place that doesn't really line up. So this is a great way to really show people who you are as opposed to letting them guess based on whatever you're putting out there.
And what comes to mind is boutiques, right? Boutiques, they don't necessarily always have a lot of money to put into their websites and being able to showcase, but if you can actually see how it feels to be in that store and to know that it's so much more than just a shitty website. The brick and mortar might be awesome and have everything that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I think the stat right here says 78% more likely to be viewed as well established. So you bet that 78% more likely to be viewed as credible if you have this street view out there that people can actually see what's going on inside the business, which is crazy.
Yeah, but businesses like us too, we use it for hiring purposes when we're interviewing, right? So one thing that is hard, especially right now during the pandemic, is getting people to see what the office looks like. What does it feel like to work here? So being able to actually take those virtual tours through the office and be able to see where the Lion's Den is filmed and the conference rooms and the open floor concept, like all of that is huge.
Yeah, and the kitchen and the training room in the back.
And the kitchen.
The
and the food.
Court. And the Doritos or whatever else it's going to be. But yeah, and also, 41% of businesses, actually 41% of searches that happen on maps actually result in an on-site visit for people, which is just all the more reason to really have yourself set up from a visibility standpoint, not just to be found, but to really be found and explored when it comes to having these kinds of views of the offices and everything.
It's just control, and that's the big thing a lot of times. The more complete your Google My Business is, the more information that a potential client or customer has on you, the more likely they are to reach out to you because they need your services. I think a lot of people don't realize with Street View too that it gives you that control over what people see when they first find you online. And if you take pictures that maybe people around you have taken and they've tagged you in, and that's what's kind of showing, it's probably not the ideal representation that you want out there.
Yeah, well, you want to control, like you said, because you're all about control, and that makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of control. Speaking of control, we do have the ability to do it here too. So that's exciting. That's something that's fairly new for us, and I think that our clients are really going to benefit from it. I know that we can have some examples out there as well, but that's pretty awesome news for us too.
Yeah, and I think one more good stat that we should put out there, everybody, is like you can increase your likelihood of having a purchase by having this set up and establishing that credibility by as much as 29%. So think about that, almost 30% more likely to have a customer convert into actual business for you with that much if you're just having the maps and the listings and all that set up the right way out of the chute.
Absolutely.
So,
it is well worth the investment that it takes to have the right representation. So I think that, especially for small businesses, let people know what it's like, who you are, what it feels like, what you have to offer, what makes you special. It's just another way. It's an extension of your business and your brand. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and speaking of which, last thing for Saturday today, everybody out there, if you want to get this set up for yourself and you need it set up, we're actually a Google preferred partner with the ads, but we're also, I forget what the exact term is.
Trusted.
We're a Google trusted photographer out there. So Scott, McKay, Laura Lee, Sarah, we can actually send people out there to actually do this and set it up for you if you need that. Other than that, CJ, that's all I got. So happy 360.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to follow me at Lance Bachman on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Facebook at Lance Bachman Digital. And every Thursday we drop a new podcast. Don't forget to listen to it. We're giving out great content. And remember this is the time to build your business right now. Let's effing go, everybody.